Imagine waking up one morning, and every woman on Earth is gone. No trace, no warning. They just disappeared. Mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, vanished in an instant. In this documentary, we explore a world where women don't die or fade away slowly. They're simply gone. No more births, no more balance, no more future as we know it. What happens next? How would society react? How long could humanity survive? And most importantly, what does this tell us about our world, our biology, and ourselves? The disappearance of women would shake the world to its core. At first, panic. Streets filled with confusion, fear, and anger. Governments struggling to maintain order. Soon, depression spreads like wildfire. Without mothers, wives, sisters, and daughters, millions of men are left lost, disconnected, alone. Crime rates rise. Violence escalates. Some men turn to aggression. Others give up entirely. Suicides skyrocket. The social fabric begins to tear apart. What happens to children left behind? Orphaned overnight, abandoned in a world no longer built for them. The very idea of family collapses. Fathers forced to raise children alone, if they even choose to try. Loneliness becomes the new global epidemic. How long can humans survive without emotional connection, without love? Throughout history, women shaped nations, inspired revolutions, created art, and held families together. What would the world lose? Not just biologically, but culturally, emotionally, spiritually. A world without women would be a world slowly falling apart. The disappearance of women wouldn't just be a social tragedy. It would trigger a global economic collapse. Entire industries would face an uncertain future. Healthcare systems would be the first to suffer. Hospitals, clinics, care homes, all built on the backbone of female professionals, nurses, doctors, caregivers, suddenly gone. Education grinds to a halt. Teachers vanish, schools struggle, and millions of children are left without guidance or support. Social services, once held together by countless women, collapse. Welfare, community programs, mental health support, all crippled overnight. Art, music, cinema, literature, the very soul of our culture, begins to fade. Generations of female voices, silenced forever. Who fills the gap? Will men step into these roles? Will wages rise in desperate attempts to replace the missing workforce? Or will some industries simply disappear? The consumer market shifts instantly. Fashion, beauty, cosmetics, entire empires built for and by women vanish. What happens to the brands, the products, the billions once spent every year? One thing becomes clear. Women were never just part of the economy. They were holding it up. Without women, humanity faces a slow and inevitable decline. With no new generations, society loses its purpose. The future becomes empty, just a countdown to extinction. Could new forms of relationships or families emerge? Would men create artificial companionship, or even try to replace what was lost with technology? Science might race to find solutions. Cloning, artificial wombs, genetic experiments. But would progress accelerate or collapse under the weight of grief, isolation, and hopelessness? And what about faith? Global religions built around the idea of life, family, and creation, suddenly facing a world where none of that is possible anymore. Would belief systems adapt or break apart? In the end, the world without women is not just a biological dead end. It is the slow erosion of everything that makes us human. Women have always been more than just a means of reproduction. They are the heart of our societies, the glue that holds families together, the creators of culture, the nurturers of ideas and progress. Without them, the world would crumble, not just because of biology, but because we would lose the very things that make us human: love, compassion, creativity, and connection. This is not just a story of survival. It's a reminder of how fragile human society is. The balance we take for granted could be gone in an instant. Gender equality is not some passing trend, not a political statement. It is quite simply the foundation of our survival. Well, I'll summarize. If women disappear forever, the ripple effect would be felt on multiple levels: social dynamics, relationships, family structures, and even the very notion of gender would be radically altered. The roles women have played throughout history in nurturing, guiding, and shaping society would leave a significant void. The absence would challenge our understanding of balance in personal and societal interaction. Cultural and emotional impact. Women contribute immensely to the arts, literature, philosophy, and emotional intelligence in society. Their absence could lead to a profound loss of empathy, creativity, and perspective in our culture, possibly leaving emotional voids in the collective consciousness. Economic impact. The workforce would change dramatically. Women make up a significant portion of global labor, including leadership positions, caregiving, healthcare, education, and more. Without them, industries that rely heavily on women's contributions would likely struggle, leading to new societal challenges. Scientific and medical advances. Many advancements in medicine and science have been made possible due to the perspectives of women in research, innovation, and care. Without their influence, it would be intriguing to consider how medical progress would be impacted, especially in fields like obstetrics, gynecology, and the study of gender-specific health issues. Reproductive challenges. The absence of women would lead to immediate biological challenges, as reproduction would no longer be possible without technological interventions like artificial wombs or genetic engineering. This could also lead to questions about humanity's survival and whether future generations would be able to sustain the species. Psychological effects. The emotional toll on the male population and others who identify differently could be deep and destabilizing. It would raise questions about human connection, companionship, and the mental health consequences of a gendered world suddenly losing half of its population. So ask yourself this: do you still believe women are the weaker sex? Or perhaps, have we been wrong all along? The future of humanity depends on balance. It depends on respect. It depends on the strength of both men and women side by side, shaping the world together. If this thought-provoking journey made you rethink the world we live in, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more eye-opening content and join us as we continue to explore the big questions about our future.